Did you notice that the cans of paint say Pyron instead of Krylon? You notice that like this episode has no hard shadows on it. And the reason for that is because in episode 1, the way I was doing those shadows back then was really slow and painstaking. I can't even tell you exactly how I was doing it now at this point. But, you know, nowadays, currently on episode 3, I kind of have a method that's not as time consuming. So, you know, with this, instead of having like hard shadows, there are these gradients on every shot. And every single one of these shots, I went through and like made the gradient and light source specific for each shot. And it sounds like a lot of work, but it's actually a lot less work than doing hard shadows. It was like a quick fix or whatever. But yeah. Okay, so Reggie says this thing about sunsets, right? Also, I want to point out that, like, you know, he's next to the window in the gradient and the shadows and stuff. But, like, yeah, he says this thing about the sunset, right? So, you'll notice on the fight scene, I just make up shit to give me extra work. Every single shot in the fight scene, the sun is gradually setting. If you look at the colors and stuff. And by the time Paige knocks him out, it's nighttime. So, like, I tried to... I don't know if anybody ever noticed that.
This was, like, the only school that would accept my credits. What about you?
Man, doing that text... Okay, hold on. Doing that text on his sweatshirt. Oh, my God. How many shots did he have that text on his sweatshirt, man? I don't know why. Like, you notice it's not hand-drawn. Like, 2019 Ben would just draw that shit. I wouldn't... Like, I made this whole font and stuff. This was so hard to do. I can't even explain how difficult it was to do this stupid sweatshirt. And you notice in the next couple shots, it's kind of hand-drawn. I like this shot. Every shot where he's wearing that sweatshirt with the stuff on it, I'm like, ugh. I actually did this intro with that tablet. That tablet I had, I think I sold it or gave it away or something. But it was like 4x6. It was tiny. And back then I had a hard time drawing without a screen. Like, I have a Cintiq right here right now, but this whole intro was done on that tablet. And I feel like it shows. That's part of the reason I'm remaking the intro now. It's not terrible, but I don't know. And you notice I changed the episode music for the title card. Okay, I want to talk about this background and these jaggy clouds that have been bothering me since I did them. I didn't know that you could just magically go in and make it so that your images appear in high resolution. So every background in this episode is low resolution because I didn't go and click the checkbox in like properties or whatever, wherever you do that. But this shot is also like multi-layered because originally I wanted it to be a multi-plane shot and Flash couldn't handle it. So then I had to go back and just mash everything into a symbol. This is another example of me creating so much work for myself, where all I had to do was just make a background, and like, I couldn't even do that, but it looks okay, it looks good. Those buildings. Homie Sean Tate animated that 360 shot. So this 360 shot was done by 3 people. The one dude did a 3D background, which was insanely high resolution, and I'm just gonna. So if you look at this background, right, I blurred it and did all this stuff to it and put all these filters on it and color corrected it. But that background is 3D. He modeled that in 3D, and Flash was like not trying to have it. It's a miracle I even got it to work in here. And then the homie Sean Tate did the rough animation of Paige and Reggie doing this 360 spin, and then I went back and did the cleanup on it, and it took so long to do. Like, whenever you see this shit in anime, like, this isn't even that long. Like, this cut, I think it's maybe like 3 seconds. Sometimes I look at anime and they'll have a 10-second cut like this, and it's just so many drawings. I narrowed this down to, like, I think it's 45 drawings. It was just insane, especially for, like, your first time doing something like that. Super ambitious, but it came out dope. There's that Sonic the Hedgehog spin. And like I said, you can see it's gradually getting dark. Every single shot, the colors are different. I love this shot where she spins up sideways. I love that's dope. That's me. This is me gushing over my own work. I think that's hot. And if you look in the blur, you can see like the blades of her sword. I think that looks cool as shit. I really like that. I promise I won't gush over my own shit too much. And this is a Street Fighter reference, because originally this shot, Paige was going to do like a air combo from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Reggie. I had a lot of logistical problems with that. So, and then it was taking too long, and I wanted to hurry up and just get through this. So I said, you know what, the hell with it. She just hits him once. So no air combo. But you get this Street Fighter KO finish with the actual sound effect from Street Fighter 4. And now it's nighttime, and the street lights are on. Now, at this point, so much time has taken place between the beginning of the episode we just watched and this shot. This is the first California shot, I think. I think this is the first California shot. So, like, a span of, like, 2 years between the beginning of this, the opening scene with Paige doing the painting and stuff, and this fight. Madness. Still on paper.
Ghost Shadow Wind technique combined with the Kogaryu sword style. That's a very unusual combination.
So Erica says this thing. I don't know if people ever pick this up. She says, Ghost Shadow Wind technique combined with the Kogaryu sword style. This is a story thing I'm probably going to drop, but the idea is that Paige is a Koga ninja, right? And the Koga ninjas are ninja assassins. So all their strokes are killing strokes. So what Paige does is she omits the killing strokes and replaces them with Ghost Shadow Wind techniques, which is what the spinning is. So the idea is that, like, theoretically she could be killing everybody, but she's having a hard time because she's not. I don't even know if that even registered. It's so much headcanon that, like, I don't know what's going on, but Erica knows. She noticed it, and she likes it. Yeah, the Ghost Shadow thing I'm definitely going to change or retcon or something.
Combined with the Kogaryu sword style. That's a very unusual combination. But I am impressed. It's especially difficult to maintain control while using the blunt side of your sword.
Did you guys notice she hits Reggie with the blunt side of her sword? She does. I had to make sure. I was like, I cannot have her use the opposite side because somebody will notice.
You! What did you do to Reggie? Me? I haven't done anything. That was all Lucas here. Oh, Lucas, what school?
What's funny is this effect around Lucas was so hard to do. And, like, what's funny now is I know how to do it in, like, After Effects super easy now. But, like, I did this by hand. And I was rushing because, like, I'm almost at the end of the episode. So I was, like, really pressed to get this out. But yeah, that's another thing that took forever. Is the stupid energy effect around Lucas.
Oh, yes. The Bradley Psychic Institute.
It's no use. I've lost my psychic link. She must have knocked him unconscious.
The point of this whole idiotic scheme.
Wish I had drawn a background in that shot.
So the sooner you get your sorry Viking butt down here, the sooner I can mop the floor with you and go about the rest of my day.
Oh, but we still haven't finished establishing the relevance of our battle. Lucas, proceed to
Alright, so, like, there's this whole, like, zoom part where she's supposed to, like, point her sword before she gets in this pose. and like Flash would not render it. So what I just had to like go into Premiere and just cut the whole thing out. So you can, if you look at it, you can kind of see where it does it. Flash was not having it though. Like by the end of this episode, I was praying that I could just like render it. Like Flash wouldn't even let me do like a clean render. But if you look, you can kind of see the zoom. Now, if I'm gonna make a cartoon, I'll do an individual Flash file for every shot. But back then, for episode 1 and 2 of Kerslash, like a madman, this entire episode is in one Flash file. Do you understand how insane that is? Like, I didn't know any better back then. But, like, 3 minutes and 44 seconds in, Flash was, like, on fire. Like, it barely worked. What I had to do was take the scenes from the master file and copy and paste them into another file, animate them in that file, and then go back and, like, do all this kind of alchemy to make it not fuck up. It was so crazy. I was like, I just want to finish this episode. And then, by the time I got to this point, I wanted this particular shot with the beams of light combining to look better. But, like, at this point, Flash just, like, could not handle anything. So, like, the rest of this episode is, like, totally scaled back a lot more than I wanted. I wanted this to look so good because I wanted everybody to be like, oh my god, I can't wait till the next episode. Now, it still looks good to me, but I had like more grandiose plans with this scene coming up. I also regret using Dragon Ball Z sound effects because everybody uses, at this point, everybody uses like the same sound effects pack. And there it is. I feel like I've been talking for a while. I don't know. A lot of original music in this episode. I thought the music in this episode was so dope. And definitely a collaborative effort. And it's going to be a lot more collaboration. Angry Viking Press sponsoring this episode. Yeah, but that is it. That is 2 episodes of Kerslash. Man, that's like, how much of my life is that? That's like 6 years of my life in about 10 minutes. I'm happy to say, though, both of those episodes look a lot better than I remember them looking. I think that's just like an artistic thing where you think everything you did in the past is crap. I think it's crazy that I did all that on paper. Particularly the end scene here with Delilah's Dragon Ball Z sort of energy burst and all that. That's all paper, man. My process was like doing it on paper, and then I would ink it by hand, convert it to vector in Adobe Illustrator using Live Trace, and then have to import every frame and every layer of frames into Flash. And just by the end, like I couldn't even like do anything in the actual episode file. Like I had to like copy and paste everything. There were so many glitches and crashes and times where I thought I lost files. Like just trying to finish this episode was so crazy. And I was like, I just want to post it to Newgrounds. Like I just want it to come out. You know, one day I want to make a video where I go through and read the Newgrounds comments for episode 2. But I was for a little bit, I was kind of discouraged at like the reaction of episode 2 compared to the reaction to episode 1. Because in my mind, episode 2 was superior to episode 1. But episode 1 got like a way bigger reaction. But I guess it's, you know, the first episode and people have expectations and stuff. But, you know, that's also why it's kind of taken me so long, among other things. It's taken me so long to get to episode 3. There was a point where there wasn't going to be an episode 3. I was going to move on to something else. Because, like, after doing this episode 2 for 3 years, and then, like, I was working on this, and I had another freelance thing where I had to do the tuning animation for that, too. I was burnt out, man. I was like, I have to do comics or something. And then, on top of that, I got my animation job. So, I was animating all day, and then, like, the idea of coming home and animating more after animating for 10 hours was just not happening. So, I took a hiatus. I worked on that game, that RPG game that I put on hiatus again. I put Kerslash on hiatus to make this RPG game, and then I put the RPG game on hiatus to go back to Kerslash. I'm back in it. It's episode 3 is happening now. I'm not really pressed about time the way I was with episode 2. I'm legit taking my time. But the major difference between episode 2 and what's happening with episode 3 is that I do this shit for a living now. So, I do about 4 minutes of animation a month at my job. And that's finished animation, not just key animation, but storyboarding, character design, the whole deal, about an episode a month. So I'm much more proficient. I know so much more in Flash than I knew doing all this stuff. So yeah, it won't take 3 years, but I'm not in a hurry to finish it. I'm really taking my time, and I'm not trying to go crazy and kill myself. So it'll happen, but no word on when. I'll keep you guys updated and make a trailer and do another commentary track when that's done. But that is it. What did you guys think of this commentary? You have any questions or anything else? I think if you guys have any specific questions about scenes or shots or how I did something, you can ask a comment and I might go through and do a frequently asked question reading the comments type thing. If you guys really want to know about stuff or want more information than I've given in this commentary. But yeah, other than that, that is it. It's a wrap. Like this video and ring the bell because that's a stupid thing you have to do now on YouTube. If you want to see more, I'm going to be doing more vlogs and stuff. Also streaming. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm considering streaming here, but I got to figure it out first. But right now, you can catch me on Twitch also. Maybe I'll have a comment in the description or something. I don't know. But yeah, you guys stay cool, and I will see you on the flip side.